£800, that's the cost of the Xiaomi 17T Pro, and it represents a significant jump in price for the T series phones, because normally these cost around about 90% of the flagship phones but have all of the features. That price increase though does get you some significant jump in specs. You get two cameras here which are 50 megapixels. The entire array is powered by Leica. You also get the flagship Dimensity 9500 chipset and a 6.83-inch 144Hz AMOLED display. But the true soul of this phone is packed within this 8mm thick package, and that's a 7000 milliamp hour battery. And today we're going to break down whether that price increase is worth it. Now that battery right on the offset is insane, because if you use this to just watch a video continuously, you're going to get over 25 plus hours of playback, which is wild, and you'll have no issues there at all. So content consumers, this is an absolute beast. But beyond that, you can max out the brightness on this, play Call of Duty Mobile, which runs like an absolute dream, and you're going to max out the FPS, slam volume at high, and have over an hour's worth of consistent gaming online, and it'll barely use 2%. Which is again representative of how well optimized this battery is. If you then run this through 3D Mark's Lifestyle Extreme tests and you set the battery at 100% fully charged, it will only use 9% even at its most strained components, and there is some throttling here. But if you have 90+% battery life, you're going to get nearly 30 hours of usage time, which is roughly what we got when we used this phone as well, which is insane. And then the other performance components of the battery are 100 watts of wired charging, 50 watts of wireless charging. Now, 30 minutes charged at 100 watts will get you over 70+% battery, fully charged around 44 minutes. Now, this is a big jump versus the 15T Pro from last year, but actually in segments, the 15T Pro will actually charge just a little bit faster. The battery is of course the headline, but the other headline here is the camera array on the back. And as we mentioned earlier, Leica powered sensors, dual 50 megapixel sensors, and a 12 megapixel sensor. That 12 megapixel is actually the ultra wide, which takes some really good shots with good level of detail and colors, and dynamic range is nice and wide too. No autofocus here and no close distance focusing as well. The main lens captures excellent photos in daylight, and your Leica authentic profile here does a really good job of showcasing the environment in its natural form, not overly saturated or overly sharp either. Even at 2x, they're equally as good as the 1x, and both lenses, both 1x's and 2x's, have no noise at all. The 5x telephoto hasn't evolved from last year, but does a very, very good job. At 30x, do not use this. AI processing kicks in and you just get a horrible image. But anything else on that native focal length looks really, really good. At 115 millimeters, so 10x focal length here, you're getting a great amount of detail and quality. It retains the sharpness, color balance, and overall separation again is really good. And again, no weird AI processing kicking in. Video here can be as high as 8K, but 4K 30 looks very good with sharp details, and it doesn't have any of that weird over processing either. Stabilization here is very good, no weird jitters or bouncing too. The overall camera system on here is really versatile and has a really nice processing of natural colors if you stick to like an authentic profile. The rest of the phone is powered by the Dimensity 9500, which does throttle under heavy load like 3D Mark's Lifestyle Extreme tests, but if you're doing things like gaming, or watching TV, etc. on your phone, you're not likely to see any of that temperatures increase, nor are you likely to see any of that throttling as well, just so you know. The build of the 17T Pro is aluminium all over with a mixture of fiber and plastic on the rear, which is a bit of a shock at this price point. Then the phone itself, its weight is around 219 grams or 221, I believe we got roughly around that number. But what I would say, in hand, this just feels like every other big phone. Comfortable to use, with some challenges around reachability, which can be expected. The OS itself is probably the one that most people dislike the most when it comes to Android OSs, which is HyperOS 3. For us, we found it runs really smooth, really nice, slick animations, and a huge array of customization options. Sadly, even on a phone at this cost, you still get a lot of preloaded apps, which is a shame, but good news is you can delete them. And then OS updates wise, you're going to get 5 of those for the life of the 17T Pro. So the question is this Xiaomi 17T Pro worth that $799 price? Well, it does one thing. It eliminates all of the barriers that you'd have and flaws with flagships having smaller battery capacities, and that huge 7,000 mAh battery is a legit game changer for 2-3 days worth of use. But alongside that, you also get premium specs, excellent Leica powered cameras, top tier performance, and flagship design and build. With the increase in costs and manufacturing, that is expected. But if you really wanted this phone but can be patient for a few months, you could benefit from some discounts that will actually lower the price of the Xiaomi 17T Pro, and then it becomes a really good deal. Well, that's it. Let us know down in the comments if you're willing to pay a premium price tag for a $799 phone. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, as always, we out.